A very, very good evening to you, and you are most welcome to West Nile TV, channel 477 on Star Times and channel 0073 on Zuku Satellite. And we are saying Azam TV, channel 369. Welcome to West Nile TV, and best of all, welcome to the Real Talk Show that runs to you every Saturday from the hour of 8 p.m. to the hour of 10 p.m. And your host for the evening is Aita Sophie. I am not alone at the studio. Here with me are two gentlemen, and we are going to talk about this topic that is right on your screen, innovative business breakthrough. So with me, I have young entrepreneurs who are going to introduce themselves to you. Right, let me start with the one on my right.
All right, thank you so much. Good evening, viewers. My name is Victor Lunzi, and I'm so excited to be with you today.
All right, let's have this on my left.
Yes, hello everyone. I'm called Agamore Emmanuel.
Okay. As I said before, these are young entrepreneurs who are very influential, and they are of high social status in their circles. And there is a reason as to why I brought them here. I want us to talk about how you can be innovative and how you can break through your business. We are talking about social entrepreneurship. The word innovation itself literally means bringing in new ideas, improved ideas or products or services. And it's aimed to enhance growth and sometimes opportunities, create new opportunities. So I first want to ask Victor, what inspired your entrepreneurial journey? And you can also talk to us about the business and your influence around your circle based on your business.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I just love the introduction, the word innovative, because as a businessman or as a business person, innovation is everything in business, because to me, being innovative is derived from a passion, something that you love to do. And also being innovative is deriving something from what the nature gives you, because in business we look at the 3 P's, one of which is the people, and then another one is the planet, and then another is profit.
Okay.
So innovation evolves around these things. So one of which is when you look at people, what is the need around people? What are the things that people need?
Okay.
And then when you look at the planet, this is our environment. What are the things that are lacking in our environment? What are the things that are friendly to the environment?
Okay.
And then coming to the profit.
The profit.
Every business at least has to be profit oriented. Profit can be monetary, in terms of money, and profit can also be like in terms of social impact.
Okay.
When I talk about social impact, it's creating, benefits to your community. That is social impact, something that benefits the community. It may not be through monetary, but services that benefit the community.
So we term that as profit too?
Yes.
Okay.
Something that benefits, that impacts your community positively is a profit. Yes.
True.
Not only the community, also our environment, the planet.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as it's a green business, it impacts the environment. That is something that profits the environment. So coming back to my innovation as a businessman, it was derived from my passion.
Okay.
Yeah, I am a studio proprietor. I have audio recording studio, photography studio, and videography studio in Koboko.
Okay.
And I also happen to head one of the biggest music schools in Uganda, that is Salam Music Program. We are found in Bidibidi Refugee Settlement.
Okay.
And all this around me is music. And it has been out of my passion, because music is something I have loved to do right from childhood. I studied music at school, and I realized my passion in music surpassed all my interest in other things. I had interest in other things, but then I realized music was everything.
Okay.
That's why I started identifying needs around music in the communities. That propelled me to start up a studio.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow, wow, wow. That's so amazing to know over there. We have heard Victor's story. Now let me talk to Emmanuel. What inspired your entrepreneurial journey?
Yes, thank you so much. I'm called Emmanuel Omoro. I am the CEO of a refugee-led organization that's called Generous Designs Africa. Generous Designs Africa, it's a social business that turns the disposed plastic waste into high usable products. Yeah, what inspired me to come up with this innovative idea is that I noticed in the community people dispose plastic waste anyhow in the environment. And it's estimated that over 600 plastic tons are being disposed daily in Uganda. Imagine this kind of plastics.
And then you could actually use them.
Sure. And then we could really use them in a very innovative way for us to bring out solution to this problem. So the thing that has inspired me, that has made me pick more interest in this innovation is that we decided now to team up with my colleagues in the community, whereby we start collecting these caveras, these polythene caveras, the plastic waste, like the broken plates, the basins, you know, people burn them and that can produce toxin that can harm our body when we inhale that oxygen inside. So that's the pain that we have seen from the community, and that's why now we now took an initiative of seeing how can we turn this social challenge into an opportunity. So we decided to sit down with the team to think creatively and innovatively. What can we do next? So we sat down. It took us almost 2 days for us to brainstorm, think outside the box. What can we do? In order for us to bring a solution into this problem. So when we realized that we can do something out of this problem that we have seen from the community, so we decided now to collect this plastic waste from the communities and even including the caveras. Because for the caveras, we used to make bags, school bags out of them. From trash to making bags, school bags out of them. So with that impact, we started creating in the community. Hey, this is an organization that took interest in our economic impact that we are creating for the community. Then they were like, wow, you guys are doing great things. So why can't we invest in you guys and give you a plastic printer machine? It's a bigger machine that can now recycle the hard plastic products like the broken plates, the basin, the cups, and then the chairs, those broken chairs. So with that innovation, we happened to get this opportunity to go to Kampala to go and pitch our idea. You go and pitch your idea about the innovation that you're trying to solve from the community. So we happen to be the winners, and then that's why it has enabled us now to acquire that plastic printer machine that can now recycle the hard plastic waste, and the products that we so far make are the school rulers, 15 centimeter, and then we make cups. Now we make clips or the pegs for hanging the clothes. We make side buttons. We also make the beads.
That's amazing.
And the bags. So that's the innovation that we are trying to bring to the community to solve the social challenges that we are facing in our communities.
Wow, wow. I actually wish you came with some of these products for us to see.
Wow, sure.
It would have been amazing over there. Yeah, next time better. We would want to see these things. Actually, I love it when you called it trash, recycling trash. These are things that we literally throw away and we think they're not important anymore. But actually the rulers that we use, they come from there, the school bags. We could get them and make it that. Thank you so much for that very innovative idea. Obviously, not a lot of people have it here. And one thing you said is that these people burning these things and them getting into the air. You know, these days a lot of people have cancer and tumors are growing on people, even asthma and so on, a lot. And all these, when you go to the hospital, a doctor will say, you caught it from the air. Sometimes it's hard to understand, but yeah, we may not know where we got these things from, but it is because of the wastes that we burn. Now, good enough, we have someone here who can actually save us. And let me say who is serving us at the moment at the refugee camp, Bidibidi, right?
Yeah, Bidibidi.
All right. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for that innovative ideas that you have started and is actually saving lives over there. Now, what the market needs. Let me start with Victor. How did you start assessing the market needs? Because someone out there probably also wants to start a business similarly to yours.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, in business, one of the things you have to consider is the market, as you clearly said.
Okay.
One of it is, do people need your product? Is it something that is necessary in that location? So assessing the market needs, first of all, you need to find a place, location where you want to run this business. For example, when I started my studio business, I realized Koboko had a very few number of recording studios.
Okay.
So that alone brought a very clear picture to me that if I start my recording studio here, I would actually not have so many competitors because Koboko is at the heart of like two neighboring countries.
Okay.
We have South Sudan and we have Congo, and so many artists from these places, not only from Koboko, South Sudan and Congo, but also a lot of artists coming from the refugee camps like in Vepi and Bidibidi, even Rhino Camp. So this really brought a central idea to me that if I establish a studio here, I will get a lot of artists that I'll be working with. That already gave a clear point like to me about my market assessment.
Okay.
Yes.
Now Koboko having very few studios for recording audio and videos too.
Yes.
Became like a weak point for you to thrive on.
Of course.
Okay, and yeah, that was good. I think you got it right. How about if you were in a place where there were already other studios?
Actually, I am coming to Arua with studio business. And one thing I love so much about business is competition and strategy. You see, unique thing about business is how you plan it, how you strategize your business. Of course, so many people, so many studios do audio production, so many studios do video production and photography and so on. One of the things we look at is quality.
Okay.
Quality in terms of use of really the best gadgets ever, and then quality in terms of customer relations, handling your customers. You see, you have ever had artists complain, I've gone to this studio and my song has delayed there for a very long time, and so on. So this alone, really, I looked at it as, as an opportunity to beat my competitors. So when we work with you, we make sure we deliver on time. And then we also do, promotions for artists. That's one thing that builds customer relations for us. I've done it so many times in Koboko, giving promotions for artists. I've brought like, different artists together singing some kind of all-star music, and then we give them discounted prices. I've also like got artists to work with, we give them, number of, songs on promotions. We say, okay, if you do 5 songs with us, we'll give you a discounted amount for 4 songs, and then 1 will be for free. So that's one way you can beat competition around town, you get.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I believe an artist who is listening to you right now may be plotting to come.
Yeah, sure, you're welcome. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay, wow, that's a great one. It's actually a very good strategy, and we're talking about innovation.
Yeah.
It's a very innovative one. So let me come to my brother, Emmanuel. What was your market need like?
Yeah, thank you so much for this wonderful question.
Okay.
As being an innovator, one of the first things that we need to talk about is about the issue of the market needs. So, how we did our market needs is that we went to the community. After going to the community, we now assess, we validate which service or which product do they need, so that at least we are able to produce for them. So what we did was to go to the community and do market discovery. The first thing that we need to do in order for us to sustain our business, or in order for us to raise more revenues, because to the market is to seek opinions from the clients or the customers.
Okay.
Because those are the very people who will be able to support you or to boost on with your product. So what we did in our innovation was that we go to the community, we validate, we ask customers, which product do you need us to make for you? No, that's the first thing that you need, because we as innovators, when you start producing something without like validating the market or without analyzing your customer segments, of course there you'll even be in a mess. You'll produce a product and you'll end up no one will even come and buy your product.
Yeah, that's
but now the first thing that we need to do as innovators is that you have to go to the community, seek which product do you need. that can fulfill your needs. After getting the feedback from the customers, of course, then you're not able to go sit down with your team, then validate, and then come up with that thing, that what that the customers need from the community, because that's the thing that is fulfilling their needs. Not that we are not making for themselves, but not also getting feedback from the customers is something that is very good, which will also enable to boost around with your business.
Okay, I really understand, and that being a refugee community, like these kids, I believe they didn't have school bags and rulers and so on. So you coming around, it was of a great value to them because they were able to tell you that because those were the things they actually needed, isn't it?
Yes.
Wow, that's an amazing one there. I'm also getting ideas through this. You never know, I may start my own. Okay, every business has risks that are involved. Now, I want us to go there and talk about these risks. First of all, we have someone who is doing a studio here. Obviously, there are risks.
Yeah.
So, tell us more about that.
Well, studio business has a lot of risks, but not as much as other businesses because, okay, I would say studio business is a low-risk business because one of the biggest risks you can take is maybe risk of having your equipment broken down, and so maybe because of power issues and so on. Okay. But ideally, once you have everything set, you realize what you just have to reap is now money out of the services, recording and stuff like that. So one of the risks sometimes we take is when there are low customer turnouts, when there are very few artists turning up. Of course, we have seasons. Most of our customers actually, they're young artists. These are students. So sometimes when it's holidays, we get a lot of students come, record their songs, a lot of photo shoots, a lot of video shoots and so on. But then when it reaches to school time, we have to yawn. We have to take some time. And so that is one of the risks, of course, because there you have to start, using more of the money that you saved, using more of the money to pay rent, to pay power and stuff like that. Those are a few of the risks, actually.
So isn't it draining?
Well, as far as I know, it's not so much draining because, not that all the artists are school going. Some, of course, there are people within the town, within the community who are, who are already working. Some are businessmen and so on. So we get to minimize some of these risks and balance them with, with those already existing customers who are, regular.
That also means like you have to strategize and pull to yourself a lot of customers.
Yeah, as I said earlier on, the way I work through with my clients is, customer relations, having to understand, because most times we realize that, an artist really needs to, have that agreement signed with the studio, and we have done it several times because sometimes someone has very little money and wants to work on this song. This is an artist who even had who has no manager, an artist who has no a record label and so on. But then this is somebody who goes, hustles and makes his or her money and hits the studios. Record for me this, I want to do this and that. So what we do as studio proprietors, sometimes we give studio, we build studio times to them based on what they have. They can pay deposits. After paying these deposits, we work on their songs.
Wow.
Yeah, after working on these songs, then we allow you to go and look for the balance, and then you bring and we give your songs. Okay. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing to know. Let me get to Emmanuel. I want to hear your risks, the ones involved in that particular business. Obviously, we're not just talking about the recycling and the studio. We are doing this so that you can relate it to your own business. And some of these risks, they are similar. It doesn't matter the type of business you are doing, and they are, let me call them versatile. They go with every business. So let me hear from you. What are the risks that you encountered, and most importantly, how did you overcome?
Yeah, thank you so much. I think the first risk that we had in our organization was about the issue of the certification. When you're trying to come up with a social business in your communities, first thing that you need to do, you need to certify your business in operation. You need to get registered with the government. You need to get registered with the local government also. You also need to get like recommendations from the settlement commander. So those were some of the risks that we encountered.
Okay.
Yes, and in that situation, what we did was we go knock into the OPM door, go to him, tell him, okay, please, we have this group and we are trying to come up with this innovation. So we really needed your help in order for us to give us recommendation for operation. Because when the recommendation is not given, you are not eligible to operate where in the settlement. That has been one of the risks that that has occurred to us.
So how is that a risk? Because literally, even when you are opening a church, when you're opening a school, any business has to have certification. Was someone blocking you, or was it money issue? What was the?
Yes. So the thing here is, when you're coming up with a business in your community, you apply for grants.
Okay.
Yeah, after applying for the grant, they will ask you for, like, are you registered? In the application, they will ask, are you registered, or when were you registered? Do you have recommendations from the OPM or from the district level? Okay. So those were some of the hindrances that we had occurred. Okay. That has happened to us when we are trying to grow. So in the process of growing, then you tend to know, hey, there are there are other things that you needed to do, but you didn't fulfill them. So what you have to do is, you also have to follow the instructions very well.
So let's say this limited you and delayed you from growth and expansion.
Yes, sure.
Okay. So how did you overcome that? You talked about going personally to knock on the doors, and was it that easy? Like when you knock on the door, you just open and...
it was really not easy. Sometimes you could go and you knock and say, please, we have these documents, this is our registration, this is our certificate, and then open will say, okay, please get us your constitution. If you go through the constitution, say, no, please go back and correct ABCD. So you go back, you also correct to come back, also you also give you feedback, not until when it's okay, and then they'll not recommend that, okay, this organization is now eligible what to do operation in the camp.
Well, to start a business, you have to do the certification, and sometimes it delays, as Lomoro has said. Sometimes it delays, sometimes it limits the expansion and so on. But all the same, we have to break through and reach. If you want to reach that level, you will have to overcome that particular challenge over there. You are watching The Real Talk Show at West Nile TV, channel 477 on Star Times, and channel 0073 on Zuku Satellite, and channel 369 on Azam TV. Here with me are two young entrepreneurs who are talking about innovative business breakthrough. If you have just joined us, welcome, and stay hooked to West Nile TV as we bounce back shortly.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
In the dance of shadows and light lies the heart of Uganda's resilience amidst the challenges of the night, where innovation meets necessity and education refuses to be dimmed, where connection thrives in the absence of power. Embrace the power of the sun with StarTime's solar range of solutions and empower your journey towards a brighter tomorrow. StarTime Solar. Power your life.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
All right, welcome back from that short break, and this is still the Real Talk Show coming to you every Saturday from the hour of 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. with me, Aita Sophie. And today, the 2nd of November 2024, we're talking about innovative business breakthrough. We want you to break through that small-scale business of yours in a very innovative way, in a very creative way, in a way that enhances growth very fast and creates opportunity for others to grow as well. And with me, I have two gentlemen, two young entrepreneurs who are actually sharing their experiences and their impact in their society with us. Now, we had talked about the risks involved in businesses and how to overcome these risks. We also talked about their entrepreneurial journey. Now, we are going to talk about the benefits of this business to the consumers. I want to start with Emmanuel. What benefits so far have you realized? We're talking about impact creation of your business in that community.
Yeah, thank you so much. In regards to the benefits or the impact that we have so far created in your communities, one of it is that we have so far collected over 1,000 tons of plastic wastes that are being disposed in the community, but literally we have collected them and we have recycled them. And then secondly, we have so far impacted over 66 women in our recycling process, whereby they are involved in the washing of the plastic waste and then also cutting them into smaller pieces. And we have so far also sold over 10,000 products of our eco-friendly recycled products to Arua, Yube, Kampala, and even others have been transported up to Germany. Okay. Yeah, and also we have also did some community awareness, whereby we moved to the community with a motorcycle, whereby we record our voices and then we talk about the dangers of this plastic waste. And then after people realizing the dangers about this, and then you also tell them, please, when you collect this stuff, bring to our factory, and we are able to initiate, give you some money for the because we are buying a kilo at 500. So when you bring for us the plastics to our factory, we give you some money for sustainability.
Okay. Yeah. I love the fact that you have actually created employment opportunity for people around there. Women being able to wash these things, cut them, and so on. A lot of people being involved in the work, and that also like improves their economic power. Over there, and that was one thing that actually caught my attention over there. And also the fact that you are able to provide for the needs of the people. You assess the need and you are able to meet those needs satisfactorily to these people. According to what you are speaking, like these things really sell a lot. People are in need of them and people are getting them so well. I've already gotten that. Let me get to my friend Victor.
Well, when it comes to
just talk.
I mentioned earlier on that I do a business in audio production, video, and photo. I also head one of the largest music schools in Uganda. That's in Yumbe district, Bidibidi refugee settlement. So starting with the studio business that I'm running, it's one of the greatest things that I feel complete that I'm doing to my community, like to the people of Koboko, because we are impacting the music industry in Koboko. And I have one of these best producers I got from Rwanda. This guy makes like all the genres of music that you can imagine. One of the impact we did was to raise the standard of music in Koboko, because music right now follows a trend, and each trend comes with its own vibe, and we have to keep to the trend. And this guy does really amazing when it comes to that. And then secondly, we have also made sure that we impact our artists by giving for them affordable rates to record their music, because music is an expensive thing to do actually. But you know, having discovered, you know, the market and the needs of people around, we realize that yes, much as our people are like in the middle class income, we have to come up with a friendly cost that the artist can, you know, pay. And this really has helped a lot of artists come on board and record. As I said, most of them are students. Where do you expect students to get money from?
True.
Of course, they have to hustle from the little that they get, and then they hit the studios and record there. So that impact has helped a lot of artists stage their shows, and you know, from the music that they you know, is recorded from the studios and so on. And then one thing is, you know, in this creative industry, music is one of the biggest chunk of, you know, the creative industry. Uplifting the talents in the creative industry exposes, you know, our young people. It brings some environment of, you know, being exposed to the, you know, to the world. Not only Uganda, we have people in South Sudan whose music are streaming on, you know, all over the world. We have people in Uganda, we have artists in Koboko whose music are streaming on Spotify, on Amazon, on different other platforms and so on. And then coming to what I do in Bidibidi, heading the Salam Music Program. We started the Salam Music Program in September of 2020. And this came about using music as a tool for social cohesion and building resilience and enhancing the potentials of young people to learn music as, you know, a career, and then attain their lives, build their lives around music. And Bidibidi refugee settlement being, you know, inhabited by refugees from South Sudan who came during the war that happened in 2016. We realized that there were a lot of cases of suicide. There were a lot of cases of trauma. People were so depressed and stressed. So one of the impacts that we greatly did was social impact, making people to build resilience around life. Because when someone is traumatized, what next can you do to help this person regain, you know, their social status, their, you know, mental health? Music is one of the therapeutic factors that heals trauma, actually. You know, scientists say it's like it's medicine for the soul. So it's food for your soul. Music alone, when played, you realize even a little child, a kid, literally begins to dance. And that means it does a lot. And by research, music also, you know, enhances, you know, the cognitive domain of kids in learning. A child who loves to do music by far performs much better at school than a child who doesn't do music.
Okay, is that a research or just a
It is scientifically proven, because music boosts resilience and the music brings a lot of creativity, because it's like each time someone uses their mental ability to think, to write lyrics and to voice it out and sing, they become so creative. And you know, children, when they are creative, they become so active that you see it a lot.
Wow, that's also something, by the way, I didn't know about.
Actually, as a music teacher, I have seen that happen quite a lot. There are these kids who are lovers of music, and there is a way they express themselves. You know how an artist expresses him or herself in public? By far, this person becomes like a public speaker.
Like they have the confidence.
A public figure, confidence. Yes.
I see. And by far, they get to perform better.
Exactly.
That was what you said. Wow. By the way, just a short story to share that my nephew is a very young boy. He loves music. I think I can also attest to this. And he would be in class, a nursery kid. If the teacher is teaching, he has the boldness to ask the teacher whether he can sing the song, the nursery rhymes, he can sing them in tenor, or in alto, stuff like that. So I think the boldness is something I can attest to. And as you said, by far, they get to perform better. Anyone to learn. Now, thank you so much for those success stories. And as I said before, we are just not talking about the music recording or the video shooting, all the recycling of plastics, but even that business of yours. Don't say that these guys have already made it in life. They haven't. They're still coming up and they're still growing, and the expansion is still taking place. As you see, these are still young guys and they have a lot of bright future in front of them over there. So you yourself, even if you haven't started your business, you can start it and reach this level and even do better than this. So whatever business you want to start, yeah, we encourage you to do it. Just do it, and trust me, you will get there. Now, we have learned so much about these success stories, and hopefully a lot are yet going to come, because we are looking at transforming the world through these success stories, through these businesses. And you know, you cannot do it alone. Someone says that, a scholar says that if you want to grow fat, move alone. But if you want to go far, work with people. Let's talk about the key collaborations, the partnerships that you have had so far. Let me start with Emmanuel. What have been your mobilization processes yet, and who have you been collaborating with to get you up to this level?
Yeah, in regards to coming up with the team that will enable us to at least to keep moving forward with our recycling business. Because in our business, we are taught on how we can turn social challenges into social opportunities. So in our mentoring process, I've also been identifying people from our communities where I live, because now I came to realize that there is a need for someone who could be like the mobilizer in the team. And then also realize there's a need that there's someone to be a finance officer, and then also there's someone who's supposed to lead us in the marketing strategy, and then there's someone who could also be like us, the CEO. So how I start mobilizing for these people was that I start going to the community, and then I also start calling people. What are the strengths that you're having? Which skills do you really have? So that's how I started also bringing people into the board to join me in this kind of social entrepreneurship. So that's what I did, and I also came to realize that there are people in our community that they have the skills for financing, they have skills for doing marketing. So there's something that we are also able to notice this. If you're getting or mobilizing a team member to join your business, I said you have to really get someone who will be able to support you, who will have that interest of pushing the business to the next level. Not that you get people who just join you after then join you and there's no money, then they just leave you. Such things happen in business. But what I do is I have to look for someone who is also going to sacrifice, who has that passion, who has really that vision of saying, we really have to help this business and push it to the next level. So that's how I also started getting new members into the board. And then with regards to the partnership, what I did is I will also write emails to partners like to Sina. We have to Save the Children, we also have to TBI. Those are some of the partners that currently we are collaborating with. Because how I reach them is through emailing them. I reach to their offices. Sometimes I could go, I knock the door, they say please come next time. So I have to go home, also come back again. And then after that, then we also start getting collaboration with them.
Okay.
They say, hi, please, we can work with you. Make for us this dozens for pegs, make for us these rulers, you know. That's how we started getting to know each other. That's how we started also collaborating with them. In case there's some activities in the community, they say, okay, we know this project, they are very potential, so please, you can also give them this opportunity. So that's how we started creating collaboration and partnership with the organizations that are within our locality and also outside Uganda.
Okay. Let's get to understand this. Is it, how is the working space like? Because I'm kind of having a picture of this place. Is it a factory or how is it?
Yeah, currently the place is a factory for recycling plastic waste.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a factory, a big one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I see that. Let's get to this. because it's like a business of never give up. Eh?
Yeah.
Let's hear your story.
Continuous striving. I would say working with people has been my best experience in the business I do, because every business that anyone does, of course, needs people whom you call your clients or your customers.
Yeah.
And to me, my success in business has been because of the people that I work with, because of the artists, because of the kids that I'm impacting, that I'm teaching, and so in music and stuff like that. So understanding the people that you work with is the most important thing, and understanding their need is the most important thing. And then how we go to work with these people is like building customer relations and getting to give the best service, the desired service that these people need, has always helped us to build a team around ourselves. As I mentioned earlier on, you have an artist, you book this artist for the studio. Sometimes an artist comes and you can tell them, well, we can give for you a discounted price for an album.
Okay.
An album which is like a combination of 7 to 9 or 10 songs. Or we can give you an EP, which is like 4 to 5 songs and so on. So this has really helped us build a team. We have both a team of our clients, which are the artists, and then also I have a team of the staff who work there. I have currently 2 producers, great producers, who work at the studio. One of the producers is actually multi-purpose. He does audio production and video production. So the other producer does mainly the audio production. And then we also have one guy who does the photography. So that's how I've been able to build a great team around myself.
Okay. Yeah, as you said, in business, partnership is very, very important, and obviously you'll have to have clients and all those. Now I want us to talk about how you started. This is a very important aspect to me, because starting from scratch, it's actually, people always say it is not easy.
Yes.
I also want to hear that story. Besides the collaborations that you had, how was it at the beginning? And I literally want to hear the story from how you picked on with the business up to this extent.
Exactly. Well, business is a word, but getting to understand this word business is the most important thing.
Okay.
Because you may do anything and you say you are busy and you're doing business. It doesn't mean that each time you do something, it doesn't mean that you are doing a very creative thing, or like something that can bring for you money, or something that can sell you out. Okay. So someone can be very idle and yet their mind is very busy, and they're busy, and that's business. Well, someone can also be doing some enterprise, let's say selling in the market and so on, and they call that business. But now I want us to understand the word business in a perspective of pursuing something that you do best, your passion. Because as I started realizing my passion in my career of ideation to do business, I did a lot of things. I started electronic business, selling electronics. I've sold used phones. Okay. I've sold used laptops and so on. Many of them I used to sell in KKT here in Arua. I've sold phones. And then I've also sold a lot of electronic gadgets and so on. I've worked with Indians and so on, selling electronics and so on. But those were not aligned to my purpose. Those were not aligned to my creative ability, that I can manipulate something to make the unique out of it. Because that alone gives me the key, the potential to beat whoever is a competitor to me in business. That's when I realized the best I could do is the creative industry of audio, video, and photos. So when I got to that, I definitely came to realize that the best I should do is work within my purpose, of which I am good. I'm also a music producer, by the way.
Okay.
I am good at music production, and this is something I can start without even hiring anybody. That is the cheapest idea.
Okay.
You can always get something that you can start without spending much. And then secondly, every business needs capital. The little that you have, the first capital you have is actually the idea. And then the second capital is the money that is needed for these things. To start a studio is not an easy thing. You need a lot of money to buy equipment, and some of these equipments are really expensive. So you need to make sure you have at least a starting capital in terms of money to get these things. And once you have this capital, you need to do customer discovery. You need to identify where to put this. Any business can thrive in any location, but not, you know, like doing it without planning. You first have to plan in terms of discovering. If I begin to, you know, record songs here, how many artists do we have in this location? How many of these can actually record their songs and also shoot the videos? And how affordable can I make my service to them? This is another thing. And then also, you need to see the income level of a particular place, how people make money in that area. Koboko being, you know, a central place, as I said, between different countries like Congo, South Sudan, and then our Uganda, you see it's a busy place for business. It's like a transit. People bring in goods, people take out goods, and so on. So it's a busy place. There are visitors who come there, they lodge around there, and some of these are artists, you get. So it's a busy place for, you know, other happenings and so on. So this is something that dwells around music, and music loves such, you know, busy places. And that is a very good spot for me to start my business. And that was how I easily came to a conclusion that I have to fix a studio here and have to, you know, fix it without wasting time and so on.
Like you didn't just jump from zero to studio. You had to do other businesses and get the skills of,
exactly.
Of thriving in a business first before you started your own.
Yes, it's all about getting experience.
Okay.
Experience brings about perfection. Because, you know, at school they don't teach you about financial literacy, how you should, you know, use money, how you should spend it, and so on. So when I was thriving through different businesses, I realized some amount of money that could actually help me, you know, that would kickstart me to, you know, to start the business that I'm doing currently. Besides my work and so on, I also did save some money from my, you know, from my earnings. Okay. But then I realized starting a business, you don't just need to, like, you know, like start it from a point where you wake up today and I want to do this. It should be a journey behind. You should move from somewhere and then you arrive at that place. Because when you arrive at a point of starting something, you gain experience from other smaller things and then to a bigger thing.
Oh, very true. I love the fact that you said you loved how to sing and you knew it was something you could start without actually a lot of money.
Yeah.
And there are things that you as a viewer could know how to do. You know how to cook, you know how to plait hair, you know how to weave, you know how to make these craft, this handwork. You can also start from somewhere, but then you just have to strategize it very well, like how he has said. You have to get the experience and you have to capture the market need very well. And you have to know where this particular item, product of yours or service of yours could thrive well in which particular location. Now let's get to my brother, Emmanuel. Yeah, can you also share your story with us from how you started and how was it at the beginning and up to this extent? We just want to know your development process.
Yeah, thank you so much. You know, my story, it's a bit so sad. Yeah, as I said before, that I'm South Sudanese by nationality. So when the war occurred in 2016, by heavy occurred, then we had to run to Uganda to receive a refuge. So when we come to Uganda as a refuge, my parents lost their jobs when they had in South Sudan. So I couldn't join school. So I thought that's not the end of life to me. So I got this opportunity, this an organization that's called Scene Allocator, where they empower the youth to become social change makers in their communities. How they do this is through training these youth entrepreneurship skills, and then mentoring them, and then giving them some connection. So in this entrepreneurial journey of mine, I took 2 years to discover who I am, what am I passionate about, what are the strengths that I really have.
2 years is really a lot of time.
For sure, it was really very, very sad story for me. Because I gave up in school. My parents had no money to pay my school fees. So I was just idle in the community. So this opportunity came, then I had to join that institution. It's called Senior Locator.
Okay.
Yeah, they empower the youths to become social change makers in the communities. So in this entrepreneurship journey of mine, it took me 3 years to discover who I am.
Okay, let's first break with that story. It took you 2 years, and it's becoming an interesting one. As you had said, it's really seeming like a sad story, but hope I will not cry.
Yes.
But let's continue in the other segment. We are first going to have a break. You are watching the Real Talk Show at West Nile TV, channel 477 on Star Times, channel 369 on Azam TV, and channel 0073 on Zuko Satellite. We are still continuing with this journey, and our final destination is 10 p.m. Let's get back shortly.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
In the dance of shadows and light lies the heart of Uganda's resilience amidst the challenges of the night, where innovation meets necessity and education refuses to be dimmed, where connection thrives in the absence of power. Embrace the power of the sun with StarTime's solar range of solutions and empower your journey towards a brighter tomorrow. StarTime Solar. Power your life.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
All right, you're most welcome to the Real Talk Show. In case you have just joined in, this is West Nile TV, and we had broken off when Emmanuel was actually telling us his story. Yeah, can you continue? Like you summarize.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so I was sharing you my success story on how I founded that refugee organization called General Citizens Africa.
Okay.
Yeah, I was saying it took me 2 years to discover who I am, finding out my purpose in life and my strength. So I realized that through the empowerment process, I'm someone who loves seeing green environment. I love nature, and I also love seeing a place that is very conducive and it's friendly to everyone. So with that, that was the thing that has enabled us to come up with this innovative idea of how we could now like go to the community and then start collecting the straws, the caveras, the polythene bags, the broken plates, basin and jerrycans, and then bringing them together and then finding a solution on how we could like bring an innovative way of how we can like turn these challenges now into something into something that is very innovative in a way that at least can be able to transform the community, so that at least we shall be able also to bring a big impact to the community and also to leave a legacy that okay, so and so has really done something so great and it's bringing this impact to the community.
In everything you do, legacy is very important, because one day you will have to be remembered. You can't live in this earth for nothing. Of course, people have to get your impact and you have to achieve your purpose. Now, I want us to delve into something called human resource management. Of course, both of you have stated that you are working with people, isn't it? You have employees whom you work with, and you have gotten people like the customers also, and there is a way you have to manage these people. Let me start with Victor. How have you been doing it? Because someone once said that one very difficult thing, actually the most difficult thing, is dealing with people, like managing people, leading people. So can you give us the strategies of how I can do it? Probably I may want to employ someone in my business.
I would say working with people is one of the easiest things.
Okay.
It shouldn't really be difficult to work with the people, because if you know your audience, you'll definitely know the kind of people that you are working with. How do you get this? Every business or every enterprise that you create has, of course, its values, and these values are like, you know, the core interests of the business. For example, in one of our values is integrity, professionalism. You know, we have to make sure that we work with people who value, you know, their work, who are really professional. I don't need to, you know, get somebody who doesn't know how to, you know, do what I have employed him or her to do. There you are killing the business. And then I also need to get somebody who has integrity. Integrity in sense that someone who values themselves, and then somebody who also values other people. When you value yourself, you equally value other people, because that's where your business thrives. Business thrives at a point where, you know, customers are valued. And then if somebody like, you know, you work with values themselves and values their customers, of course, it creates a friendly business environment.
Okay.
Yes. And then it's also easy to manage the human resource, because every business has got its policy. You have to create the guiding rules of the business in terms of equipment usage policy, in terms of you know, work ethics, in terms of you know, accounting, balancing the books, and so on. So all these, you have to state them clearly in your business as a policy, so that each employee you get has to read these things clearly and get them like in their, you know, in their contract. They have to understand that, okay, I am joining this studio. These are the do's and the don'ts.
Okay.
And also all these work around our clients. We make sure that each client who comes gets to be issued a receipt, and this receipt qualifies that this person has already booked a studio time, which is billed hourly. So each studio time which is billed hourly has like a bond for this client.
Okay.
So if a client is not attended to in that studio time, of course this client has the right to complain. And then also, if a client has a challenge, let's say cannot make it up in that booked time and so on, we can always reschedule and so on.
Okay.
So we always have these guiding policies and those statutes that make it way easy for us to manage our human resource.
Wow, managing the human resource has actually been one of the things most young leaders have failed, because in starting a small-scale business or in starting your business, which is still coming up, and you're employing people, as you had said, most of the customers are young people, and the employees are also young people, like they're your age mates, or they may be older than you, and so on. Stuff that comes like, I'm older than this guy, what can he do? What can he do to me? I can work at my own pace. So in that case, professionalism is very, very important. As you had said, you bring in people who value their work, who value what they do, and you lay your principles very straight. When it comes to work, we all have to mean business. And if it's time for maybe break and we're joking, let's all do that. But when it is time for business, let's go in. Now, Emmanuel, let me get to you. What is your story like in human management? How have you been able to manage the human resource effectively?
Yeah, in the beginning, it was a bit hard.
Okay.
That's the truth. Because when you begin with it, so it needed like a human resource power. So like in order for you to get the human resource power, of course, people always have that perception of saying for them, we needed money. For them, they needed something. No? And yet, it's just in the initial stage of beginning the business.
Okay.
So what I had to do in the beginning, I could take like 2 roles, and then I could also maybe go to the community and then ask for anyone who would like to volunteer with us to work in the organization in order to push this project to the next level. So we started slow by slow, and then we even reached an extent whereby we now started bring an organizational policy now.
Okay.
We bring people, these are your roles and these are your responsibilities, this is what they're supposed to do. That's how we started managing the organization. And then also we also have a policy that when you come into the factory, you have to register your name to show that, hey, this guy has arrived in at this time, and then after doing the work, you register your name and then you also go out. That's how we have been managing our human resources were in the organization. Because now with that the policy and then the tracking sheet, of course, sometimes someone can just say, oh, me, I've been around, so I've done my work, but now when you come on ground, you see that the person is not really there. So those are some of the strategies and then the techniques of how we have been using to manage people were in the organization.
Okay, I see. It, like from your story, it has actually not been easy.
Not easy.
But then we are thriving.
Yeah.
We're moving on. Now that is the human resource. As I said, these challenges will always come, but then we will have to move on and overcome them if we want to grow. How about the financial management? Do you kind of employ a professional financial manager? Because let's take, this is your business and you are the manager in it yourself, and you are the boss. It feels like you're your own boss. So how do you get those principles to instill into yourself? That's what I want to know.
Well, earlier on we talked about creativity.
Okay.
We use a system where it's like a management system of finance, where every artist who comes to the studio first gets to, bill in, pay, and he or she is issued a receipt.
Okay.
And each time the person pays, this money has to be paid in mobile money to the studio proprietor.
Okay.
Yes, it has to be paid directly, knowing that so and so has booked for studio time, and then he or she or the artist is given what? A permission or like a cheat to go and see the producer. And this one is actually done by the producer themselves, because we don't want to like use extra resources where we want to hire somebody to like be an accountant or like pay, you know, be paid for finance, you know, management.
Okay.
We don't want to do that. You know, we want to minimize how we do our cash flow. We want to minimize this. So each time an artist comes, this person pays the money, is issued the receipt, and then the money is sent to the studio proprietor.
Okay.
And then it's the studio proprietor to balance the producer and then also keep the studio money.
Yeah. That's, as you called, an innovative strategy that you're employing. So let me get to listen from you. How do you overcome this thing? Like, it is my business, I borrow money from myself, and if I don't pay it, nobody beats me over it.
Wow. You know, things to do with finance, it's really a bit very tricky, very tricky. If you're not good in managing finance, then your business will collapse. So the strategy that we use for managing the financial issues, we have we have the marketeer for our business, and then I have the sales personnel. So for the marketeer, when you produce like 100 dozens of pegs or the clips, the marketeer goes with them. After the sales, the marketeer brings back how many pegs are left or how many dozens are left, and then brings the money and gives to the what? To our cashier, to our financial officer. Then our financial officer records what the money down that has been bought. Because now for our marketer, he goes with the receipts. This is maybe someone bought 2 dozens, 2,000 plus 5,000. He records them down immediately. Because now that's the only way of tracking your financial issues.
Okay. Because
there now, when you don't give a receipts for accountability, it becomes very hard for someone to track. So to be in a very transparent way, of course, what we always do, when our marketer goes to the market, to the community, we also give them the receipt books, whereby when someone buys them, he records them down, and then come with the receipt books to our financial officer, and then our financial officer tracks those things down, and then I'll be the one to forward them.
Okay.
And then the money is recorded down. We have 2 strategies of doing this. We also have our bank. We have a bank, whereby when we do sales, maybe per month or weekly, we deposit this money to our bank account. And then also there's another way whereby, because we have some of our customers in Kampala, there are some in Arua, for them they order in bulk, and then we send via the Nile coach, the YY, we send via the bus, and then they deposit directly to our bank account. So that's how we also been maximizing our financial issues. Because when you move with the finance in the pocket, every time it falls down, and then when you ask for the money, the money is not there.
Yeah,
so that's how we have been managing.
We have often heard of stories where people have been robbed, people moving with their money in their pocket.
As a profit, and the money that you use for other expenses, let's say, you know, buying other equipment, or for a salon, like buying other products, you know, items like the wigs and so on, you have to make sure that you have all these books clearly. One person can do this. Each time the money comes, it doesn't take like more than 2 minutes to write all these things down and so on. And once you get this, how do you get to save your money? Because saving money is actually one of the safest way to secure it.
Okay.
Yeah, as I said, most times in my studio, when money comes like this, it has to be deposited into my mobile money account. That's one easiest way I can save it. And then, you know, the Momo Pays, they are really very important because, you know, we are moving into a cashless economy where you have to limit moving with cash and so on. And actually, it is becoming way cheaper.
Okay.
The risks of carrying cash is way bigger than, you know, moving with, you know, cashless money and so on. So that way, once you have a working business place, make sure that you have at least a mobile money account where you can save your money, or you can open accounts with banks or even circles and so on. Find yourself a financial institution that can help like multiply your money, that can help bring interest to your money and so on.
Wow, the last point, a financial institution that can help multiply your money. Are you talking about
interests?
loans,
Interests.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interests. All right. Are we dealing here with the circles or?
Yes, there are circles. Actually, I love circles.
Okay.
I'm in one of the circles in Koboko.
Okay.
Yeah, so one thing with circles is actually they give one of the affordable loans with very low interest as low as 2.5.
Okay.
And this money helps a lot in, you know, in starting other businesses, in expanding your business and so on. So one of the good reasons why you should sometimes save money with the circle is because they can easily give you loan when you have an account with them. Yes.
All right. Yeah, get into those circles. Stop joking with your business, you who is listening and who is watching us. That small business of yours, save somewhere, save for it, and that money you get it, take it to the bank, or rather save it on your mobile money, or invest it in a village savings and loans association or the circle groups or whatever, but then just keep the money. This idea of borrowing from yourself and not paying it back has to stop if we really want to grow. Now, let me talk to Emmanuel. I understand in the business that you are doing, there has been difficult moments where, let's say, you find yourself in between a rock and a hard place. Let's say a corner where you really have to make a very key decision. Like, I really want to hear a story and the decisions that you have gotten to make in difficulty in running your business.
Yes, with regards to decision making, decision making is one of our critical things that when someone takes can either have a negative impact or a positive impact for your organization.
Yeah.
So as being a leader, there should be, of course, some time that you take to yourself in order for you to mediate about the decision that you want to take. There are some moments that come to my mind. Okay, now I have this business of recycling. What next?
Exactly. What next?
What next? What are you going to do now? You know, those things always come in your mind. And sometimes it comes in a way that someone orders for a product, but the product is not there.
Okay.
So what next? So you have to analyze and think so deep about the decision that you're going to make. Because now the decision that I've been asking myself is that, what do I want to see in 2 to 3 years to come for the organization that we are running? Those are some of the decisions that I always take. Before taking a decision, I analyze. And then I call my team members. Right, we have this decision for the organization. Because now when I make a decision, sometimes you may make a wrong decision.
Batteries. So each time power goes off, I don't see any interruptions when power goes. So that was one of the good decisions I made to stabilize my system. While other studios are off, mine is operating.
Okay.
That was one decision I had to make during the time of the business.
Okay.
I've also made decisions after, like business. I told you earlier on, I've done other businesses before. There are businesses I have closed simply because they are not working out. They are not bringing for me returns.
Okay.
I can't be planting sims every year and out
and it doesn't yield
and say, okay, maybe next season will be okay and so on. I have to change to GNUTs.
That's true.
Yeah.
So right from the thought that you have to start a business to get in the product, providing the service to people and growth, expansion, a lot of decision making is involved. And it could be from management to like resource management, financial to human, and a lot of things in this business. Actually, the whole process is going to involve a lot of decision making, but make sure you make the right decision in managing your business over there. So let's have a short break and we'll come back shortly.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
the dance of shadows and light lies the heart of Uganda's resilience amidst the challenges of the night, where innovation meets necessity and education refuses to be dimmed, where connection thrives in the absence of power. Embrace the power of the sun with StarTime's solar range of solutions and empower your journey towards a brighter tomorrow. StarTime Solar. Power your life.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
Welcome back from that short commercial break, and you're still watching The Real Talk Show at West Nile TV, channel 477 on StarTimes Uganda, and channel 369 on Azam TV, and then at channel 0073 on Zuku Satellite, and also catch us live on our YouTube channel. You just have to get some data over there, and you are good to go. We're talking about innovative business breakthrough, and I have with me here in the studio two young entrepreneurs who are actually sharing their story and sharing how they are impacting the communities in their with their businesses. So we had talked a lot about innovative business breakthrough and also helped businesses if you have been watching. But if you've just joined us, welcome to the show. Now, let's talk about the trending technologies. I have one gentleman who has a studio, and a music studio, a photo studio, and also he heads a music school. And then one has a factory for recycling plastics. So let me start with Victor. Can you tell us what actually the trending technologies that are coming out what has captured your let's say, your mind, as in, let me just put it in layman, what's next for your business?
Yeah, thank you so much. One greatest thing that has captured my mind and attention to what I do is the fastest way of advertising my business right now through social media. Advertisement has been made way easier right now through the different social media channels, like, you know, WhatsApp. Now we have WhatsApp Business. You can create a catalog for your business, and every other person, I have like over 2,000 contacts. So people can see all that, you know, we do in the studio, and that's how I build my community. And then also we have, you know, like TikTok. We have the Instagram, we have Facebook, and so on. So we take advantage of all these streams because it makes it way easy for you to do advertisement. And then secondly, also, you know, the technology of AI. Things have been made way easy right now. If you really want to find marketing strategies, how can I market my business like I'm doing a studio business? How can I market it? Just go to Gemini, go to, you know, Meta, go to ChatGPT. These AI people will summarize for you everything. Before you know it, you have all the answers that you want, and so on. So I make use of technology a lot in trying to do some of these things. Actually, I'm a farmer also. I grow pigs. Someone once said, you know, growing pigs. I rear pigs. And, you know, as I rear pigs, you know, I actually started from scratch. And it's one of the things that actually helped me excel in my studies, because it helped me pay school fees and so on. So, you know, piggery is one good project. But, you know, I didn't go to any, you know, a Greek school to, you know, to specialize in, you know, piggery. I had to, you know, go online, you know, to look like different structures of like a, you know, a pig house. How does it look? And out of all these different structures, I realized actually I can do piggery. Build a pig house from, you know, local materials like timbers, and then they don't wet the area. They are not so sick, you know, like other, you know, ordinary way of farming, you know, in piggery and stuff like that. So technology is like everything, and even like, you know, how to formulate feeds for them. I still use the technology, internet, YouTube. There are many other people who already do the business that you are doing. So the only thing you have to do is have some data, at least have a smartphone, and then link yourself up in the internet.
You can take photos, create videos. I see. So do you have the same idea, or?
Yeah, I think the thing that most excites me about the technology is about the use of the social media platforms, because that is one of the biggest things that can expose someone into the different world. Because like when you have a limitation into accessing internet, of course, there of course you will be limited to seeing a lot of various new things, new technology, new ideas, solutions for other things. So then at the local side, I think one of the things that excites me is about the use of the exhibition, whereby people come together, they go and they showcase their products. You go there also, you take your products there locally, because I assume there's no internet, so what next? So there are also local ways of also that can also excite you, maybe to boost on out with your products. So whatever you are, please, you should not be limiting ourselves also to the traditional methodology, but rather let's also look into the different concepts of the technologies, because one of the most things that makes me to get more impact or to get more sales is the issue of the technology, because I also do sales the products via online platforms. We have our website for the company, the Instagram page, the LinkedIn page, and then also the Facebook page, you know, the TikTok. You know, there are a lot and a lot. Those are the things that really excite me, and I also keep learning from the technology. Always, I always keep learning new things. I also go to AI, I ask questions, which technology could we use in a very innovative way. You know, the social media is always there to provide us with everything that you always needed. Yeah.
Obviously, the word innovation includes disrupting the traditional methods. as sorry, as Emmanuel has just said, you should not just hook onto the traditional ways and be rigid to what you had already known. Let's learn, let's be creative, and let's get to create these new ideas and boost the products. What keeps you forward thinking? And we are talking about innovation, and we literally have to be creating new ideas all the time because there's competition. There's competition for the products, for the services, and for the even market competition. So what keeps you forward thinking?
Yes, with that, I think the issue of the products, you know, like what keeps me also like forward is looking into developing some new products for the organization.
Okay.
Because currently we have only like 5 products that we produce in our organization. So we go to the community, also they give us different feedback. They wanted the caps with the handle, others say they wanted key holders, others say they wanted mirrors, others say they wanted a phone cover. You know, there are a lot of feedback that we always get from our customers. And that's the thing that makes us to think forward, what next? What can we do? How can we get this? That's one that's also making us to think forward. Now what next? After getting the feedback from our customers regarding the products that they needed, because we need to work with the needs of the customers. That's the only way for us to keep growing. And then when you start growing, when you get the needs, of course, they're able to pay for your product, service, then you're able to sustain the project.
Okay, I get it. It's just the client need, right? Like the customer need that pushes you, because they're asking for new things that haven't been there.
Yeah.
What keeps you forward thinking?
Wow. For me, what keeps me forward thinking is my ambition.
Okay.
My passion. As long as I'm alive, I remain so ambitious. I desire to do whatever my purpose calls for, because you know, every day new innovations come on into my mind. You know, new things come, new collaborations, you know, new discoveries of new places where to do. Actually, Arua, I'm coming over, setting up a studio around. So, you know, what keeps me going is as long as there are new artists coming on board.
Okay.
Of course, I have to keep going. I have to keep bringing these services closer to people. And what keeps me going is my purpose. As long as I'm still doing music, I'll keep doing it, and I'll keep exploring. I'll be adventurous and so on.
Okay. You're saying so long as you're still alive,
Yeah.
you will keep forward thinking. So what new innovative ideas do you have? Do you mind sharing?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, one new innovative idea I actually have is want to create a music label for people in West Nile. One of the biggest music label in Uganda is actually Swangs Avenue. We realize a lot of artists in West Nile region have failed to monetize their music because the music industry have very few labels. We want to make sure we sign up artists. Actually, in Koboko, we're already collaborating with one of the music labels that recently started, that's Salia Musala.
Okay.
So we want to make sure that we have many music labels that can sign artists. As I have the studio, if I have a music label in a company with of other people, it becomes way easier for us because we want to minimize our cash flow out. The services will actually be way affordable for artists. We'll be able to organize shows for artists. We'll be able to, you know, sell out our artists and so on.
Okay.
So music label is one innovative thing we want to start. And then also branding the artists. That is one thing we want to put upon ourselves.
Branding the artists, can you put more light on that? How
Well, you are, for example, you are an artist.
Okay.
You don't have any brand. You don't have a name. You don't even know what you're doing.
Okay.
We put in order. You may have the skills to sing, but you don't know how to write music. We get songwriters, and then we put you in our brand.
Okay.
Yes.
I see. That's a very good one over there. I know your clients who are hearing you should be very happy about this and are looking forward to it already. Now, let me get to Stephen. Do you have some innovative ideas that you want to bring through? You had talked about creation of, like, satisfying the client need by bringing in products that they are asking for. Do you have new ideas that you want to bring in apart from what you're using right now? Right now, you said you are using what, Caveras and the plastics and so on. Are there any other materials probably that you want to bring in?
Yeah. As we deal with the recycling business, there are also some new technologies or new ideas that we have found that could also benefit the community so much. You know, there are these fence, the poles for the fence. So we also have an idea about how, because there's a machine that can make the poles from plastic waste. So that's also an idea that we are really looking into, and we also are looking into bringing a machine that could make a table out of the plastic waste that we are destroying or that we are littering around our communities. And also we also using also to bring in some new idea of bringing some technologies to see that at least around the circularity of the economy. How can we make sure that at least we live in a very circular economy? Because currently what the world is doing, they are practicing linear economy. Linear economy is whereby they use the product today, like the plastics, they dispose. After disposing the plastic in the environment, the plastics endangers our environment. But now, in a very circular way, we are now trying to look into or practicing a new idea of how we can use the product, reuse the product, or refurbish the product and bring it back to life, rather than just throwing it in a linear way and then it endangers human life or animal if it is not well catered for.
Okay. Yeah. Wow, good knowing that, and we are really looking forward to it. Let's have your final words to, let's get that advice you have to any entrepreneur who would want to start or who has started and is facing challenges, and or else the one who has started and wants to grow and expand.
Actually, let's not use the word entrepreneur, because when we use the word entrepreneur, someone will say, I've not gone to school, I've not studied entrepreneurship, so I'm not an entrepreneur. Dear viewers, whoever is doing something, as long as you are touching your hands and doing something, farming, selling, general merchandise, you're riding boda, you're doing mechanics, repairs, and so on. Whatever you do, make sure that do it out of passion. Don't do anything for money. Don't work for money. Let money work for you. Money works for you when actually the value within yourself begins to attract for you money. That is one most important thing I discovered out of myself. Right now, I could literally sit and work for hours and hours over time and yet enjoy it and not complain, simply because I am doing what I love to do. That is working out of my passion. If your passion is to do sports, go to one of the best sports academies and become a very good football player and then be hired, be paid for that. You'll play football without any complaint. If you love to do mechanics, go to a school, a vocational school where you can learn to repair things and so on, motorcycles, vehicles. You can repair for days and days, you will not complain. If you just pursue your passion is the main driver in anything. And then those who are yet to discover their purposes, what I would say is simply try to set goals. That's one thing that helped me a lot when I was trying to come up as a business person. Try to set up goals. What are the things that you want to achieve in, let's say, 3 months' time? You can even start with just a week. What are the things that I want to achieve within, like 1 week time? And then after 1 week time, take it to a month. what are the things that I want to achieve in 3 months' time based on your personality. You can be a student, but what are the things that you want to achieve? So setting goals sets you up for your purpose. Once you get to realize that you are good at something, then that's your potential. So begin to capitalize on that, build on that, and then it becomes your purpose. It becomes something you do so repeatedly. So don't waste time working for money. Let money work for you.
Okay, thank you so much, Victor. Final words. Don't waste time working for money. Let money work for you. Let's get your advice to that business person, probably someone who wants to start a business, or the one who has started a business and wants to grow and expand.
Yes, thank you so much. My advice to my fellow youths, community, Narua, West Nile, Kopoko, Yumbi, Piti, or even up to Kampala. So there's this thing that I always feel touched with it. I'm a youth, I'm an entrepreneur, and I know how our economy is right now as I live here in Uganda. Getting a job is very hard for the youth. Sometimes you even complete senior 4 university, you have degrees, you have a lot of certificates, but there's no job. And majority of the youths in our communities, they really have no job. But please, don't give up. Don't ever give up, because now, when you give up, your dream will fade away. Your dream will fade away and you will not achieve what you were born for. Remember, each and everyone has the potential. It's only that if you not realize why you're born and what you want to do, which change you want to bring to the community, then you will of course give up. But we are here to spark you, to give you courage, so that at least from the effect of today, my dear youth, let's be very, 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 very innovative and creative. There is no opportunity that is there waiting for you. You as a youth, I am a youth, let's create the opportunity for ourselves. Because now everyone is educated. There are no jobs. What next? We are just there staying in the communities. We are there, Papa help me, Mama help me. Now, even our parents are even tired of us. So what next? What can we do? You are there, you're trying to come up with an innovative idea, you plan to do a business, you are planning to start something small, but please and please, as long as if you're focused, you're determined, in whatsoever you want to do, even if there's no money, just do it with the passion, and you will be able to get the money for yourselves. Because now, if you're waiting for the opportunity will not come. So let's be very, very, very creative and create the opportunities for ourselves. In that way, you'll be able to learn. There's no pain without gain. You have to struggle, you have to work very hard for yourself in order for you to be successful in your life, and you have to leave a legacy. Remember, each and everyone here has to have a legacy in this world. If you die, what next? Do you just want to die and then people say, this guy just died and he has done nothing? Let's also be remembered in this world, like those of Nelson Mandela, Obama, the Maxwell. There are a lot of big, big, big people. They are also like us. We also have the potential, but it's only that we don't have the courage. Each and everyone has a purpose in life. If we have discovered our purpose, then of course we'll be able to have a legacy in this world. When you have the legacy in this world, then you are like, wow, you have done ABCD, you have created this is the impact you have done. One most thing is the impact. If you are born and you have not created any impact in this world or in your community, please, my dear, let us try to style up and be innovative. Let's always create opportunities for ourselves. And then my last comment for all of you is that please and please, don't forget to follow our channel of Generous Designs Africa. That's in the Facebook, and also in our website. It's also called Generous Designs Africa. I would really love to explore more opportunities to you guys, but it's only that we have limited time. Thank you so much.
Okay, 3 things I've caught there. One is you have to leave a legacy, an impact. Second, there's no gain without pain. Third, opportunities are not waiting for you. You have to create opportunities for yourself. So remember these as you are going to start your business or as you are running that business of yours. Now, I have comments from viewers. And Eunice Nabawesa is saying, Mr. Victor, we are catching you live. And she also says, love the show. Thank you so much, Eunice, for this. And then we have Vinny Boy Music, who is saying, big ups to you, bro Victor. And he is watching live from Kovoko Nikana. Thank you so much, Vinny Boy. We also have Mono Erasto, who is saying, good evening, everyone. I see Victor live. I'm Mono streaming in Swinger, one of the voice students and the pianist. I think that's one of your students in the school.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mono, for watching West Nile TV at this time. We have Caesar Akim, who is saying he is watching live from Invepi. Thank you so much, Caesar, for watching the show. We also have Aniroth Kemi and Ozuma Bernard Emmanuel, who are also catching the show live on the YouTube channel. And every other viewer who is watching us over there. I see Emmanuel had already given us his final words. Let's get Victor to summarize with his final words.
My final words for the show, actually it's not really final, but what I would love to say is, as the year is coming to an end, we're in, the second day of November, I want you to reflect back and try to write down all the things that you have achieved out of the plans that you made for this year. Write them down, and then after writing down, note all the strengths, the good parts, the strongholds that you have achieved. All your strengths, put them down besides that, and then on the other hand, also write down the weaknesses, the things that made you not to achieve them. Write them down. After doing that, I want you to still write within this year, before the year ends, write down the things that you want to see different, that you want to do different next year, in the year 2025. I want to say this lastly: aspire to inspire before you expire. Thank you so much.
Aspire to inspire before you expire. You have to break that down and understand it very well, and it will get you up the ladder. And Adibo Faustin is saying that he's catching live from Kampala. Thank you, Faustin. And all the viewers who have been watching on Star Times channel 477 and on Zuku Satellite channel 0073 and on Azam TV channel 369. This has been the Real Talk Show that comes to you every Saturday from the hour of 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. at West Nile TV, and also catching us live on our social media channels such as the YouTube. Thank you so much for watching the show. I know you have learned a lot over there. But then, for now, your presenter has been Sophie Aita. Let's say we catch up again on Saturday. Have a good night.